What's up YouTube? This is Susie with Gemini Connect, and I'm here today with the Tamron 24-70mm f2.8 lens for Canon. Now this lens is new from Tamron, and it's available for both Canon and Nikon mounts. Here we have the Canon version and the Tamron version, and as you can see, they're pretty similar. But there are some differences, and today I'm going to talk about some of those differences. So for most photographers, the 24-70mm f2.8 lens is their desert island lens, meaning if you were stranded on a desert island, you would probably choose this lens over any others. And that's because it has a really nice mid-range focal length, so you can get fairly wide with the 24mm length, or you can zoom in to 70mm and you can go everywhere in between. Having a 2.8 aperture also means that you can shoot in low light, which is great when you don't have natural lighting available. And you can also shoot images with some great bokeh. Now the first major difference is price. The Tamron version is roughly half the price of the Canon version. So if you're on a budget, the Tamron version is probably the one that you're going to be looking at. So the construction is mostly metal. And there's very little rubber on it, which is very good because my Canon version, and actually this happens with Nikon lenses as well, the rubber is starting to come off. And that's probably just normal wear and tear of the lens, but it does mean that you have to be a little more careful or even send in your lens to get it repaired. But on the Tamron version, there's less rubber, so there's less chance of that happening. And another thing I really like about the Tamron lens is the hood. So the lens hood typically does not stay on very well, and there are some people that even like duct tape or glue their lens hoods on because they fall off all the time. But in the case of the Tamron, the lens hood is not only really solid, but once it's on, it's on. It snaps into place and it is really tough to take it off. Another great thing about the Tamron lens is that it actually comes with vibration control, or image stabilization, as they would call it in the Canon world. That feature is actually missing on the Canon version. Canon has yet to release a 24-70 f2.8 lens with image stabilization. Now, generally speaking, your camera can help make up for that, so you don't necessarily need image stabilization in your lens, but it's certainly a nice feature to have. So things I don't like about the Tamron lens. First of all, it is heavy, and that will be pretty apparent once you pull it out of the box in comparison. The other thing is, if you're a Canon shooter or a Nikon shooter, they have what's called Canon Professional Services or Nikon Pro Services. And if you're registered as a professional photographer, this means that Canon and Nikon will actually give you a little bit of extra support, which means you could test out certain gear, you get faster repairs at a discount, things like that. In this case, I don't know that Tamron or Sigma offer a similar service. So if you're on a budget, I definitely think the Tamron version is probably better suited for you. But if you have the money to spare, I would probably invest in the original Canon version. So there is my very brief comparison between the Tamron 24-70 f2.8 lens and the Canon equivalent. Which lens you choose depends entirely on what's more important to you and, more importantly, your budget. But all in all, I would say that both lenses are extremely good and you can't go wrong with either one. So I'll leave a link in the description below to the actual published review of these two lenses. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the 24-70mm lens? Is this a lens that you use frequently? Which brand do you go with? Would you try the Tamron lens? Let me know. If you like what you see, please subscribe for more videos.